Hey everybody, it's Bryan, and you are listening to the Course Building Secrets podcast. Whether you're a coach or a CEO, the success of your team and clients is based on your ability to deliver a consistent experience and guide them on the fastest path to results. This podcast will give you practical, real-life tips that you can use today to build your online experiences that get results and create raving fans. Why? So you can monetize your expertise and serve more people without adding more time or team to your business. If you're looking to uncover your $1 million framework, package it, and use it to scale, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome to today's episode. I am thrilled that you're joining me today. Hey, in this episode, I want to break down an example of the infinite scale delivery method so you can see what this looks like in action. So one example I always use all the time when I'm talking to my clients is Donald Miller. If you haven't heard of Donald Miller, he is the author of several business and marketing books, but his best known one is called StoryBrand. And StoryBrand is the framework that helps someone move into how do you tell a story and become the guide for your customer and how you go through that whole process. So anyway, it's a great book. Go and check it out if you don't have it, because it is definitely worth the read. He also has a bunch of other books as well, but this is one specifically I want to talk about. And I want to talk about the fact that Donald Miller has become an expert in the concept of the StoryBrand framework, of course, because it's his framework, right? He owns it. It's his authority model. But also it's elevated his status in the business, coaching, and marketing realms as well, because he has a methodology that is his own that he helps other people not only learn from him, but become certified StoryBrand experts. So that's the sort of the dimension of what I want to talk about today. So what's interesting about this is that he actually didn't start with the book. He created his StoryBrand framework, and then he did live workshops. And these live workshops, he would have people come to him. He would have an interactive workshop where he taught them how to apply the StoryBrand to their messaging, to their website, to their marketing, whatever else it is that they were applying for it. So they come to this live workshop, and he was able to do these workshops for quite some time. And then from that, he created the book. And then he went on to create additional delivery methods just using his StoryBrand framework before he went off and did all the other things that he was doing. And I think that that's a really key piece of this is, one, he created his authority model. He tested it with live people. And then he is like, oh, I think I have something here. I am going to now go and distribute that methodology on a wider platform. So he has the book where he has do-it-yourself resources. So if you are somebody who wants to just come in, learn the model, and apply it to your own business, the book is a great option for that. He also has online workshops, right? So self-paced online workshops. He still has those in-person live workshops that he was doing before he wrote the book, but he also has a couple of other options, and that's what I want to talk about today. One is he has a certification program, and this certification program certifies people to be StoryBrand framework experts, so they can use it in their business, they can use it with their clients, or they can take it and start to expand it on their own. And so the certification is just that extra layer of visibility that allows other people to go and train on his behalf, right? So he's sort of cloning himself through having certified partners. So you can become a certified guide, use it in your business, and help your customers. He also has something called certified agencies, which means that you can take the approach, become a certified StoryBrand agency, and deliver customized services to your whole client base. And so, like, he's taken this one framework and created 6 different income sources, 6 different delivery options that help people interact with StoryBrand, in totally different ways, right? If you're an individual, you could read the book, you could take the online training, you can join the monthly membership where you're getting kind of dripped content. You can become certified as a coach or an expert that's helping, with the StoryBrand framework to your clients, or you can become an agency where you're able to do it sort of at scale. And he's done that just by packaging his framework. So there's so much power when you find your framework, when you're able to start leading from like, what are the steps, right? When you look at your ideal customer and you're like, okay, so that this customer has a problem and they're looking for this result, and my framework provides the bridge for that, right? The fastest path from point A to point B. And then the power of what you can do with just one framework allows you to take your framework and monetize it in a bunch of different ways. And so I love the Donald Miller example just because I think that it's something that you can kind of see what the end game is, right? He's already at the end game in terms of being able to take his framework and scale it. For you, you may be kind of in the infancy of that, right? Like you may have a framework, you may not, but you may have a framework and you're like, what do I do with this, right? How do I start to create a business around my proprietary intellectual property, my proprietary framework? How do I create a business around it? And I think that looking at the Donald Miller example is such a powerful way to do that. So again, there's a StoryBrand brand certification. There's an in-person live workshop. There's an online workshop, which is sort of self-paced on-demand training that is available for people. A monthly membership where people can come in and interact with the curriculum, interact with the community, interact with probably Donald Miller and his team. There's the book, which has do-it-yourself resources for somebody who's just sort of learning what it looks like. And then there's like a full service marketing agency certification that really allows that individual to take it to a completely different level with a whole different level of support and resources that are available from Donald Miller and his team. So again, just a super simple example of how you can take your framework and deliver it across multiple modalities to start earning income. One of my favorite quotes from Russell Brunson, and I don't know if he came up with this or not, but it is something that I heard him say, is that people will pay to consume the same information in a number of different ways. And this is a great example of that. Is you could have the book and then want to go a little bit deeper and go to the live workshop or become a certified guide, right? If you're really passionate about his framework and helping other people with it, then it becomes a tool in your toolkit that you can use to help others, or you can build an entire business around Donald Miller's framework. So there you go. That is a tactical example of the power of finding your own framework and really being able to lead with that authority model. You don't question Donald Miller and his StoryBrand framework, right? You don't go, oh, I'm not sure he's the expert at this. No, you know that he's the expert because he's the one who's leading from his framework. So it's same with you when you come up with your framework. That's how you're going to lead forward and help your customers, and then have your customers help their customers in a certification program. And it's just a great, super sort of clean example of the power of finding your framework. So there you go. If you're looking to find your framework and uncover it so that you can also do something like this in terms of not only simplifying your business model, but also being able to blow it up, then let me know. In the show notes, there's a way for you to jump on my calendar. If you want to talk about how you can turn your framework or your expertise into a scalable business model like this, give me a shout. This is what we do every single day, and I would love to help you. So in the meantime, go check out StoryBrand. Go on Donald Miller's site and just look at, from a StoryBrand perspective, what he has been able to do with his framework. Then, if you want extra credit, you can go out and look at, like, he has been able to duplicate this model a couple of different times with different frameworks, right? So he's not necessarily like creating an entirely new business, but he's taking a new framework and doing the exact same process. And so look at that, because that is also a really powerful lesson, is don't reinvent the wheel, right? Go with what's working and move forward that way. So you're scaling exponentially with different parts and pieces of the problem that your customer has, and building your different delivery methods. So, all right, until next time.